It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BC TV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm tonight's host, Roland Boyden, and this is 5:45 Live. Tonight, we'll be talking about who's walking downtown more these days, what Strontium 90 is, why Jackson EMMER is making art free, when to find us, live on the streets, where yesterday's earthquake hit, and more. And remember, we do it all in 15 minutes, so stick with us.
It's all about fostering potential, and you know, some of them are probably going to get into the field. Hey, do you feel that, Vlasta?
What the hell? What is it?
That's totally an earthquake.
Is it an earthquake?
No way! Oh my God! What's going on?
Welcome back to 5:45 Live. That's footage from yesterday's earthquake, which was inadvertently caught on camera during the filming of an interview with BC TV Access coordinator Frederick Noyes about the station's recent summer video camp. The earthquake, which originated in Mineral, Virginia, was officially listed as a 5.9 and was felt all along the East Coast, from Georgia to Maine, with reports even in Toronto. So there you go. Next, a rash of violence in the area has prompted town officials to take a closer look at the trends. Last night, the town hosted a community forum on crime and safety, which included presentations from the Brattleboro Police, District Attorney's Office, the Brattleboro Retreat, as well as a lively discussion from the public. Here's Police Chief Gene Wren speaking before a lively group about some of the things he's seen around town.
We started directed foot patrols in the downtown area. The goal was to have every officer on shift, which is a minimum of 3 officers per shift, so that's 9 officers a day, walk downtown at least 1 hour out of their shift. Another thing we took on was directed motor vehicle stops. One thing with increased motor vehicle stops is the more vehicles you stop, the more crime you're going to detect.
You can watch the complete forum by visiting BC TV's online video-on-demand library. Or you can check the week's Channel 8 listings for our cable broadcast times, because we'll be playing it next week as well. And moving on, hardly a day goes by these days without the Vermont Yankee nuclear power plant popping up in the news. The latest VY buzzword, Strontium 90, the radioactive isotope that the state of Vermont is saying turned up in a Brattleboro-bound fish. Yesterday I sat down with Entergy Nuclear Vermont Yankee Director of Communications, Larry Smith.
So this was a fish sample that was taken about 9 miles north of Vermont Yankee in Brattleboro, and the sample that was tested by the state of Vermont showed positive for strontium 90 in the edible portion of a fish. Same sample of a fish taken in back of Vermont Yankee did not show strontium 90. So that's been in the news. 99% of strontium 90 comes from the environment. It didn't come from Vermont Yankee, and as we said in a statement that I issued about a month ago, the only radionuclide we have ever found in groundwater and our tritium leak at Vermont Yankee was tritium, and we continue to do tritium remediation. We've thus far pumped 335,000 gallons of tritiated water and have it trucked off-site to a disposal facility in another part of the country. So we have not found strontium 90 anywhere other than what is legally released by the plant through our 300-foot stack. And that last strontium 90 release was, I think, 2005 or 2006, nothing since then.
For my complete interview with Larry, which includes tritium, the lawsuit, and some interesting numbers from the plant's community polling, go ahead and like 545 Live's brand new Facebook page, or check out our YouTube channel. Search keywords Brattleboro and 545 Live, the 545 in the numerical sense. And while we're talking about Facebook, if you don't like something you've seen here on 545 Live, or maybe you do, make your ideas known to the world by getting your opinion on 545 Live. Message us on Facebook, upload a video, post us a link, or email us your thoughts, and we'll find a way to get you and your wild, crazy ideas on cable TV as part of our new 545 Live Vrant feature. And with that, it's time to hit our calendar. All right, the calendar is my daily opportunity to just check in with some of the things that are going on around the community, keep you updated. And we'll start off With tonight, at 7:30 p.m., the Actors Theatre Playhouse is putting on a benefit performance of Noel Coward's 1925 play Hay Fever. Tickets are available directly from the evening's beneficiary, the AIDS Project of Southern Vermont. The Playhouse resides at 21 Main Street in West Chesterfield, New Hampshire, just a few minutes across the river from here. Also tonight at 7 p.m., the Free as Art Project is hosting an acoustic bluegrass jam. For more, I spoke with project founder Jackson Emmer.
What we do is offer free music lessons, classes, and visual art workshops for anyone who can't normally afford to do that or have that in their budget. So,
and come on in, I'll show you around.
Tuesdays, 3 to 5 Westgate, 5:30 to 7 at Kids Place. Wednesdays, Boys and Girls Club, 2 to 6. Thursdays, 4 to 7, Kids Place. And visual art is Saturday, 10 to noon at Kids Place. If the main goal is to make arts activities and arts empowerment available to low-resource residents or people who can't pay for things like that, it'd be great if we could come together as a community over art.
Tonight's 7 p.m. jam takes place at the Kids Place on Elliott Street, underneath the Hotel Pharmacy there, and it's open to all ages. And we'll just move right along with the calendar. Thursday, yoga classes continue at the Marlborough Graduate Center. That starts at 12 p.m. on the second floor's chill room. It's a mixed-level class that incorporates breathwork, posture, and relaxation, and it's best for people with some yoga experience. You can find out more about that at yogabrattleboro.com. And lastly, I'll throw out a reminder that Brooks Memorial Library is closing at 5 p.m. this coming Friday to honor their hard-working volunteers. Regular hours commence the next day. You can keep tabs on all the library's updates and happenings at brooks.lib.vt.us. There we go. And I'll throw out another reminder that our weekend calendar coverage starts tomorrow here on 545 Live, and we'll delve into everything going on this weekend, so the calendar really gets stepped up a notch there. And a last reminder for me, you can, if you have an event that you want us to cover, mention, or even videotape you to put a face to the event, then email me, roland@brattleboro.tv.org. That's ROLAND, whoa, now let's go back to that, ROLAND@brattleboro.tv.org, and we'll make sure that not only do we get your event listed, but we also see if you, like I said, put a face to it. Get somebody, you or someone from your organization on camera. We'll make it happen talking about your event the way Jackson Emmer just did for the Free as Art Project. It can really kind of help connect people to what's going on with your organization. And with that, it's time to move on to our BCTV Schedule Quick Glance. The Quick Glance is my daily opportunity to shamelessly plug what's coming up here on BCTV on our Comcast cable channels 8 and 10. And so with that in mind, we'll take a look at what's coming up here. Tonight on Channel 8, we have the latest First Wednesday lecture at Brooks Memorial Library from BCTV prolific producer Maria Dominguez, followed up at 10 p.m. by the NEYT performance All the Great Books. And for all you nocturnals out there, there's a midnight showing of my talk show series from another life known as The Climate. It's been said that your life can come down to a single moment. Some believe that the choice you make in that moment can change the course of your life forever. Others will tell you that your path was chosen for you long ago, that destiny has already made your choice. Is it your will that brought you here, or is it fate? Either way, right here, right now, you're watching The Climate. There's me performing on The Climate. See me in another capacity by tuning in midnight tonight and check out the season finale from our first season of our popular talk show that began on WVEW Redwar Community Radio and drifted over into the television stratosphere. It's a wild ride, so be sure to check it out. And with that, we'll just keep going with the Quick Glance by moving over to our Education and Government sister channel, Channel 10. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Tonight on Channel 10 we have an 8:30 showing of the 15th Brattleboro Development Review Board meeting. And tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. on Channel 10 we have a rebroadcast of the latest Brattleboro Union High School board meeting, also from the 15th. Interesting to note that that was the board meeting where the board unanimously voted to appoint Steve Perrin as the school's new principal. And of course, you can catch the rebroadcast of the dynamic and ever entertaining 545 Live on mornings following a broadcast at 9:45 a.m., 2 spots up the dial at Channel 10. And as always, you can find schedules updated to the minute along with live streaming and video on demand for all local programming, all at BrattleBoroTV.org. And that's a full lit, everybody. But before you switch over to Mad Money, remember, we'll be back tomorrow when we dive into our weekend calendar coverage, Divulge, where we'll be remote broadcasting from this Friday. Kick off our 545 Live Vrant feature. Get some cell phone cinematography from senior news correspondent Joe Bushy. All that and more coming up tomorrow at 5:45 p.m. And that does it for BC TV and 545 Live. I'm Roland Boyden saying good night, everybody.